What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Got to give y'all this one because we are at war. We are at war. We are at war. Um, not with a foreign nation, not with even our own government, even though we are. But I'm breaking it down to the more important war. We at war with ourselves. We at war with ourselves. And the war is the gender war. When you look at the black man and the black woman, I think that one of our biggest detriments to our success as a people is the fact that now we are living in a time where we carry ourselves as if we hate each other. Um, we make whole podcasts dedicated to black men going in bashing black women going in bashing black men, and these topics are running so rampant now. And the worst part about it is that they gain so much traction and so many views that it tells me that we are really, really feeding into this whole gender war debacle. And in my opinion, the whole gender war thing is a form of genocide because the more we grow to dislike and hate each other, then the further apart it pulls us from each other. And naturally, when you're further apart from something, then there's no union to be made to further us as a people. And one side blames the other, and the other side blames the other. And everybody's right, nobody's wrong. And the things that we now accuse each other of and the ways that we talk about each other and treat each other have become ingrained so deeply in the heads of each gender that is absolutely becoming law in the minds of black men and black women. It's becoming law. So, and when I say it's becoming law, what I mean is that when you hear on the different platforms these conversations that are being had, you hear the same talking points from both sides. When brothers start speaking about sisters, it's like you hear the same stuff. When the sisters start speaking about brothers, you hear the same stuff. And it's all problem oriented, not solution oriented. And if there is a solution that's offered, it is something that is leaning so far towards one side that is basically urging the other side to just accept something that's possibly just ridiculous. Um, One side wants to uh, basically enslave the other one. And we're not going to make it like that. We're just not going to make it like that because the truth of the matter is we all we got. You know, like the man in the movie said, we all we got. And we have been pulled so far away from that understanding that it's going to be to our detriment if we don't reverse this scenario that we are operating in right now. Um, you don't see other groups of people behaving like this one to another, um, gender to gender. And it's not to say that other groups don't have problems and issues because they absolutely do. But sadly, we as black people are guilty of being the ones who publicly air out our grievances more than anybody. And I would say more than anybody by a large, large amount. It's not even close in my eyes. And if we don't get to the point where we start dealing with our issues in house, and if we don't get to the point where we stop always looking to play the blame game, and more importantly, if we don't reach a point where we stop thinking, oh, wait a minute, this is getting views. this is boosting my platform, so I'm going to keep throwing logs on the fire and keep fueling this kind of content because in my mind, hey man, this business, this would get the clicks. And while you getting the clicks, we falling apart and collapsing as a people. And because the clicks and the views are more important than our unity, than our coming together. And that's why, that's one of the reasons why, but it's not totally why. But it's one of the reasons why uh, our family is so damaged. Our families are so damaged because we're always looking for a way to put the blame on the other side. None of us are here without the agency of a man and a woman. And it doesn't matter what the nature of that relationship was, it still brought you into existence. And we know that a lot of our issues are rooted in the fact of our upbringing and our environment. So a lot of us didn't have the understanding. A lot of us didn't have the training. A lot of us didn't have the structure and the the comprehension that was necessary to know not only how to deal with each other in a right way, but also if things are going wrong, how to not put it on blast all the time. And so now we are, I wouldn't say facing extinction. I wouldn't use that term, extinction, because we always going to be here. But we're accelerating our own destruction, man, because we feeding into this nonsense. We feed into this nonsense, and a lot of it comes out of pain. But we can't go around here hurting each other and making each other and the world see or feel that we are of no value to each other, because that's just absolutely not the case. We are of the biggest value one to another. There's no greater value to a black man and a black woman and to a black woman to a black man. There's no greater value. That's it. So here we are in this current time, and the majority of the things that we see online are based on figuring out how to shoot each other down and add to our respective armies. We got to add to the man army to speak against the women, and the women got to add to the women army to go against the men, and we got to clash, and then we got to do it individually on our platforms. We got the soapbox, and then we got to come together where you got men and women at the same time, just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and the wrong mindsets are being instilled in both. Just gotta say it. The wrong mindset is being instilled in both, and like I say, it's become the law. It's become the new rules of relationships, the new rules of dating, the new rules of even marriage. Or even initial meeting, just meeting somebody, it's a set of rules and statutes that are already in place. He got to already this, he got to do this, he got to do this, he got to give me this, give me that. She got to be this, she got to be that, she got to blah, blah, blah. Off the rip, but I don't even know your middle name. So we better get it together, man, because, we living in a world that, let me look to the left, look to the right. We living in a world that wants to destroy both of us. So why would we help them? By destroying each other. All right, man, it's your big brother K-Rino. I will catch y'all a little bit later on. Peace and have grease. All right.